Hey guys, welcome back. As always, my name is Leyzar, and today we're going to be talking about what to do in Warframe 2021 edition. Now, of course, this will be entirely subjective. What might be fun for me might not be fun for you, and vice versa. First of all, if you're a veteran in Warframe, you probably ran into the issue, right? I'm bored with Warframe. There's nothing to do in Warframe. All the weapons suck, the Warframe suck, the brand Warframe sucks. There's nothing to do. What do you even do in Warframe? Or how do you not get bored of the game? And I guess the overall answer would be balance. Take everything in moderation, but let's get down to the nitty-gritty. What I enjoy doing, first of all, is playing with friends. Now I know this alienates basically a whole lot of you. Dude, I don't have friends, or I like to play the game solo. There's a lot of players in Warframe that go through the entire thing without playing with anybody. And you know what? There's nothing wrong in going solo if that's what you enjoy doing. I, however, play with friends. One of the first things that we like to do on a daily basis, believe it or not, is still do sortie. Why would you even do sortie? It's not like you need anything, right? Well, I've been playing for a couple of years, and I got about 6,300 hours in the game, and no, I don't need anything from sortie. Why would you even sortie? One reason. We keep on doing it. First of all, the fun, the lols, when you get that Ayatan and Nasa to see which breaks first in tears. And second of all, legendary core. Now, you don't actually need the legendary core per se. That one just maxes out one mod. And of course, you're going to try to use it on a prime mod and all whatnot. I got in total 6 legendary cores. Okay, granted, I think only 3 were from sortie. The other 3 were like alerts or special rewards or something like that. Want to know a secret? I never used any of them. I sold one because I was broke. I'm always broke. It's a recurring theme for me. And I always skip the rest. The reason being that they always felt like trophies to me. Which is weird that you can put them up on a pedestal on your ship with the ball animation, with the glowing power and all whatnot. I still have all of my legendary cores to date. Have a look. All 5 of them. One I sold. They're just so precious. It's just so awesome. The feeling when you get a legendary core from sortie. That super, super low drop chance. And that, honestly, is one of the reasons why we do sortie. We don't need it. You can replace it with endo. It's not that big of a deal. It's not even that expensive to buy or sell. But you got it. You got it. You managed to get a legendary core. And that's definitely something you want to check off your checkbox. And if you want to see a full-blown reaction to legendary core, like our legitimate first ever legendary core years ago, link in the cards right now. So we do sortie for cores, for kicks, for lols, and for jiggles. Now, in more recent times, Nightwave is a thing. When I started playing Warframe, Nightwave was not a thing. You had alerts over here. You had alerts and you had to check out always the application on your phone to see what alerts are up, just so you know when to go for what's important. For example, right now I can get, for example, I don't know, this thing, Orokin Catalyst. And when you're starting out in Warframe, these things are so bloody important. So when you saw an alert for an Orokin Catalyst, an Orokin Reactor, or Nethane Extract, you would get on immediately and go do that alert. Nethane Extract used to be a problem. Well, let me rephrase that. A bigger problem than it is right now. Right now you go to Nora and you get it with creds. That I know a whole lot of you guys probably don't remember this, but you used to get it only from alerts. Now there was a way to farm it from lockers, but that was just insanely grindy. It was not the type of farm meant for human beings, at least not from my point of view. Nowadays, you can simply get it with cred offerings from Nora, right? You get yourself that Nightwave standing, you get Nethane, you get reactors, you get catalysts, you get whatever else, and that is huge. To be honest, I know this is a much better system than what we used to have, but I miss the good old days when I could actually legitimately look forward to one alert. Granted, again, this is a much, much better and more streamlined system than we had before. Getting back on topic though, because I sidetracked there a little bit, got nostalgic. Nightwave. Here's the thing about Nightwave. It brings some cool rewards. It doesn't actually bring anything new per se, no, not really, but some things are definitely cool and desirable. For example, a cool ephemera, or maybe some armor set, or perhaps even that all-important Umbra Forma, right? But what it does do is kind of get you out of your comfort zone from my point of view. All of these challenges that you need to do, all these little tasks, send you all over the system and do things that you would normally probably won't do. Stuff like excavation. I don't like excavation. I never wanted to do excavation. I always hate it when the bloody thing blows up, and I didn't bring a defense frame because why would I? I forgot my frost and all. I never liked excavation. That's just one example. Or perhaps it tells you to do a couple of K-Drive races. Yes, I know the community's feelings on K-Drive, but to be honest, playing 2 or 3 races with friends, subjectively, it was a whole lot of good fun. Now, granted, I'm not gonna go back there and do it again by myself, but you know what? A couple of races here and there is definitely something that could be enjoyable, and that's what Nightwave does. It gets you kind of out of your comfort zone. It sends you all over the system to try all sorts of activities, and for that, it definitely gets a thumbs up. And that's pretty much it for normal-ish activities. Now, games which are not like Warframe, there's nothing actually like Warframe per se, similar to Warframe, have an endgame, right? Raids, bosses, PvP, something. Do we got that? Nope, we don't got that. Which kind of is a good thing and a bad thing at the same time. What it can be a good thing? Of course it can, because it lets you play the game however the hell you want. Games which have an actual end game usually require very cookie cutter setups, right? And they kind of funnel you, more or less force you into a specific way of playing. Okay, sure, you get to play the A way, the B way, or the C way, but that's pretty much it. In Warframe, not having an end game, there is a small positive to it, that you can do whatever the hell you like. The negative is as following. You accumulate all this power, all these fantastic Warframes that you invested so much time, effort in, Forma, mods, Endo, whatever. All these weapons that you did the same, you Forma them a million times, you got them to the absolute maximum amount of damage with the help of all LeyzarGaming, if you know what I mean. And then where's the outlet for all that power? Where's the outlet for all that accumulation? You build up, and build up, and where's the release? There's no release! And that can be a really huge issue. So when it comes to end games, there are a couple of things which I do want to mention. First, let's talk Eidolon hunting. Now, I know what you're gonna say, dude, Eidolon hunting nowadays is easy, and that is true. It used to be what I like to describe as a form of endgame, because with Eidolon hunting, you had the most powerful arcanes in Warframe. And fret not, you still get the most powerful arcanes in Warframe. Allow me to demonstrate you quickly. You get Arcane Energized. Just one example. Yes, Legendary Arcane and all whatnot. Now, this little trinket here, it's basically a mod, but not a mod. The difference between arcanes and mods is like just like a slot, and you just max them out with like the same thing. It doesn't really matter all that much. What it does matter is the effect that these have, because these allow for some very interesting builds. With a mod such as Arcane Energize, you can get very weird off-the-wall builds to start working. For example, my Battle Arena Revenant, which is not endgame, it's not meta, 1-3 Revenant is, works really well because of this specific arcane. And if you guys want to see how well it works, link the cards right now. It would not be possible without something like Arcane Energize, so going for Eidolon hunting is definitely still a thing. Is it as hard as it used to be? No. You don't need as cookie cutter setups as you used to. You used to have a very specific team comp to be effective at Eidolon hunting. You had Chroma and Trinity, and it was like Volt, but that was a long time ago. Nowadays you can just Volt 2 volts, 3 volts, I don't know how many volts. You can do 6x3 easy mode, no problem whatsoever. You don't need as specific weapons as you used to. You used to have the Lanka necessarily for one-shots with a Riven. Hey, long time ago, galaxy far away. Nowadays, if you take a toothpick and throw it at it twice, it's probably gonna die. So do bear that one in mind. Eidolon hunting is definitely a worthwhile activity in Warframe, at least from my point of view. It's not something that can be called an endgame though, which brings me to Steel Path. Now, I'm not calling Steel Path an endgame, but some players do enjoy it in that regard. Allow me to explain. You have this little button here, it's a toggle button. Of course, they left room for a lot of other paths. You know, this is just steel, but you can have diamond, platinum, or whatever path, I'm assuming. Enemy level plus 100. 250% extra health, shield, and armor plus 100% drop chance, resource booster, and mod drop chance. huge, absolutely fantastic, man. So if you're looking to get against higher level enemies straight off the bat, you can definitely go for something like this. Now, don't get me wrong, here's the problem with Steel Path. Same enemies, same tile set, same texture, same mechanics. There's no actual new difficulty per se. There's not like this cool new enemy which is super tricky and you need to figure out his mechanics to defeat him and do this and grab onto the ledge and drop a hammer on his head so it opens up its weak spot or something of the sort. No. Same thing. Only bullet spongy or melee spongy or something spongy. You get the general idea. Now, Steel Path in and of itself is not super difficult, but what you can do is go for endurance runs. And endurance runs have been a thing for quite a while, ever since I started playing Warframe years ago. Players like to go into an endless mission. For example, a disruption, a survival, a defense, whatever tickles your fancy, right? And in that specific mission, they like to stay as long as they possibly can. Not necessarily for the resources, not necessarily for anything else other than the challenge. Or perhaps is it EPing, or perhaps they simply want some validation for all their hard work, all their accumulation of fantastic Warframe, maxed out weapons and all that. And there's nothing wrong with that. You can definitely go for endless missions. And if you go for like an endless Steel Path disruption, for example, you're gonna find yourself against level 2000, 3000 enemies in no time at all. Now, of course, I'm a little bit exaggerating. It still takes a bit of time to get there, but you get my drift. If you really want to test your mettle against super high level targets. There's no actual reward per se, except the, I don't know, the spiritual reward, right? You beat level 5000 enemies, no problem whatsoever. And speaking of which, if you're looking for an outstanding Warframe, this is my favorite Warframe for Steel Path, look no other than Gara. Gara, or Gara Prime, it doesn't really matter which of the two, is an amazing Warframe for Steel Path. She is so powerful. I mean, her versus normal Star Charger is like, what's the point? It's like massive overkill across the board. She needs to live in Steel Path. And you guys want to know how to build her and her stat stick and everything. Haha! Look at the cards right now. She's an amazing Warframe, one that I truly love and 100% recommend. And with that out of the way, there's still one more thing which I want to discuss. If you guys log on to Warframe and this is all you do, right here. This is your jam, going up and forward, maybe checking your mods, maybe putting in that last point of endo in that mod, and you simply don't get enjoyment out of a game anymore, maybe take a break. It doesn't mean you're quitting Warframe. All your stuff will still be here. Nobody's taking your stuff away. It will still be in your account, ready for you to log back in whenever you're ready. But if you're bored, and the game doesn't bring you joy anymore, why not try something else? Give something else a spin. I don't know, maybe try some Terraria or, I don't know, some Minecraft or something silly like that. Why not? Why not at the end of the day? Trust me, your stuff will still be here. I mean, I could never let go of all my Roombas. I named all of them. There's Jimmy and Butch and Tommy and Vinny. Oh, and there's Dick and there's Kyle in the back. I hate Kyle. He's got such a temper. You get my point. Again, my friends, it's a free-to-play game. You don't need to pay a subscription or anything of the sort, and you can come back whenever you feel good and ready. You can just check out a whole lot of the new content. A lot of players in Warframe simply come back when the new updates are out. Hey, new update in Warframe, let's go check it out. There's nothing wrong with playing like a couple of days, a couple of weeks of Warframe, then trying out something else, then coming back, and so on and so forth. And I do believe, my friends, that is pretty much it. One more thing. I do want to know what is your favorite activity in Warframe. Let me know the comment section down below. As always, my name has been Leyzar. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, share, and subscribe if you enjoy the content. And if you got any sorts of feedback for me, by all means, drop it in the comment section down below. Until next time, my friends. Bye-bye.